Hi, I'm John. This is my show, An American Scheme, where I am proving that Diana Ross is Michael Jackson's actual mother. I just wanted to do a couple quick little things here, and I'm going to explain the DS. There's something about that, because the song is so obviously about Tom Schneiden, I believe is how you say his name. It's definitely about him, but the song's actually called DS, right? And it's one of those things like Michael could have very easily just called it BS, right? Called him BS and called his name Bomb Sheldon, right? It would have been the same thing, but he could have just very easily used a BS for bullshit, which I think would have actually fit better. But when he puts the DS there, it's going to link to the Diana and Smokey thing and stuff, right? So, if you people don't know, I collect sports cards, and what they call is pop culture cards would be like the Michael Jackson stuff like that, music cards. They consider those like pop culture cards or non-sports cards, all kinds of different things. So I just got in today. I got a new Diana Ross card. Let me see if I can show it to you because I don't have any light here. Oh, good, you can see it. Okay, so this is a new Diana Ross card I got. See, Diana Ross. It's in pretty good condition too. What you would look for cards is the centering. You want it to be centered with the borders on both sides and the top and the bottom. You want the corners to be as sharp as can be. You don't want any creases. You want the card in as good a condition as it can be, right? And you want the back too. You want the back not to be marked up. You want it to be clean because there'd be stains and stuff and all this stuff. So this is a card is a 1972 Tip Top Bread. Right, so I really like that one. I have the same card in the Michael. I like a lot of the sets. Is one of the things when the cards is that Michael and Diana have cards in a lot of the same sets. So I really like that. I've already got the Michael. Michael's got 2 cards in that set, and then see the Jacksons have cards in that set too. But I don't want any of the Jackson stuff. I just want the Michael and Diana and Smokey stuff or whatever. So in that set, the 72 Tip Top Bread. Now we consider that Michael Jackson's rookie card. I have to really get into that stuff to explain stuff to you But the 72 Tip Top Bread, this exact same card that, I believe it comes out of Australia, or I don't know, the ones I'm getting are coming from Australia, so I don't know if it's a bread company, Tip Top Bread. I don't know if they're primarily in Australia. Seems like that's where the cards are coming out of, though. So that's how you get like these cards. They're not necessarily like Cops or like Topps cards, They're not cards produced by the big card brands. Some of them are just in products, cereal. It could be cereal, bread. It could be like cupcakes and cookies and all kinds of stuff like that. But those become the collector cards because those become the only stuff that's actually out there. They're not. It's not that the major companies were producing cards of all of these people and stuff, right? But so 72, we're considering that is to be Michael Jackson's first card. What happens in sports is you want the rookie card, right? There's a thing about rookie cards. So in the music business, though, there's difference because a lot of these people come from other bands and stuff like that. So then they transition. And now in sports, when the players transition to other teams, generally they're going to lose value. That's going to decrease the value. Plus the player long, he's been in the league longer. That decreases the value. But in the music card stuff, I think every card through every era, like if you had Michael Jackson, you'd want like the Off the Wall era, the Thriller era, the Bad era. Every era of cards that are presented, to me, it's like that's a whole new rookie card because that's the card of that era, right? So you have to have that card because you want to support that era of the music, right? But generally, the first cards are always going to be the primary ones that are the best cards, right? So that card I just showed you, that card in the Michael Jackson, the 72 Tip Top Bread, because I've actually been in the sports card community and I've created a discussion to try and have the discussion about what is because it's a much more difficult thing in the pop culture card market to identify what's the actual first card and stuff. It's a trickier thing, right? So I've created that conversation in the sports card community, and what we're saying now is that the 72 Tip Top Bread is the Michael Jackson rookie card. That's the best one, right? There's also there's a 72 Monty Pop Star, so there's a technical thing I still got to get on with that. I got to understand because there's another one that's a 69 Victoria Videtten card, right? But see that one, even though it's a 69, this one guy explained to me that that's a 69 from a book 4, and those came out every year, so the book 4 is actually a 73 card, right? It's really tricky stuff. So the hobby, the people think the 69 Michael Jackson Vendettin card is the rookie, but what we find out is that no, the 69 Vendettin is actually a 73. It's actually a card that came out in 73. So the 72 Tip Top Bread, that's the one, right? But the Diana Ross, this would also be about the first of the Diana Ross solo cards that you get, because all of the Diana Ross stuff previously to this is generally going to be with the Supremes, right? So it's Diana with the Supremes, which is cool. I like the early Diana Ross with the Supremes lineup. I like those cards. They're really cool. I've got a few of them from 66. I have some 66 Supremes cards, some good ones too. But then you get in there, they have Supremes cards to the 60s. But then when you get into the 70s, though, when it's Supremes, Diana's not in there. So you don't want those cards, right? So you go into Diana solo stuff, right? So that one right there, that 72 Tip Top Bread, that's been one I've been eyeballing and stuff, right? And so I picked that up. Like that card, I got it for with shipping and everything, and it came from like Australia, right? That card got shipped from Australia. I got the card, it was like $15, you know, and then I just buy the little cases, a couple extra dollars, but for under $20, you know? So this card, which would be like a Diana Ross, it's a Diana Ross solo, like rookie card, you know, in the case and stuff. So I bought the case and stuff to hold it, so it's all protected and everything, you know? So this card I only got for like $20, you know? So that's the kind of stuff that I've been trying to pick up and stuff, right? So well, I could talk to you guys about cards. It's like, we could have just all these crazy conversations. It's a whole other thing. But see, that's what I do when you people don't know, like what I do in the sports card community, right? I'm also talking about all the Michael Jackson cards. And it's like, you people don't even understand that I'm over there talking about Michael Jackson, right? In the card community. And it's really important, those cards, and understanding the actual cards that are available, the years that they're produced, you know, the eras of which the cards come in, because you got the different, like I said, Diana and the Supremes to Diana solo, then you got all the different records. You got to understand all of that stuff, and then the condition of the cards, and all, because then you can get them graded too. You can send them to the grading company, and then that's a whole nother process. But yeah, so it's really interesting, and it's I like talking about the cards and stuff, right? So anyways, I like the cards. So, okay, but anyways, let's get into this video. This video is just a couple quick little things. That's why I kind of mentioned that Diana thing. I wanted to show you that too, because I'm happy. If you can't tell, I like cards. It gets me excited. I like the cards and stuff, and I just got that card in today, so I've got that joy of, I got it. It took weeks. It's been over a month. Bought that card like a month ago. It took over a month for that card to get here, right? Sometimes they get fast, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they don't show up at all. You just never know what's going to happen. So I was really happy. I went check the mail today. I got my card. I was really happy about that. If you can't tell, it's funny that I can be so happy off of something that just cost me $20, right? But it really makes me happy. It's like a really good value, right? It's a really good value to be able to buy something for $20 that can make you happy and shit, right? And then it's actually value. It has a value. It's worth money. It's not, I didn't just throw it away and shit. There it is. This is what they call tangible, because you can hold it. It's something tangible that you can hold, right? It's real. And so it's here. I have it, and there it is. You know, it's always going to be worth $20 and shit, right? But after my story breaks, this is the kind of stuff where I take. Say, if Diana Ross's card market becomes hot, right? Where right now you basically don't have anybody buying the cards. But if after my story breaks, and you have people that are in the card community, what's happening is those people don't buy the pop culture. They don't really, or even the ones that buy the pop culture, they're more into like the Marvel cards and stuff, or certain other bands, not necessarily the Michael and Dan and Smokey stuff, right? But when my story breaks, the whole entire card community is going to start buying those cards. And once they start doing it, that market's going to get hot. So that card right now that I got for $20. Once the market gets hot, I guarantee you will not be able to touch that card for under $200. There's just no way. Nobody, because they're rare. They're really rare cards too. And something like that card even right there that I just showed you, it's possible that market could go fire and boom, I could sell that card for $2,000. And that is not a joke. When I'm saying that, it's not a joke at all. I know that market. I know how it works. And when my story breaks and that market catches fire and you start getting the card community people investing into like Michael Jackson and Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson cards, instantly the demand for those cards goes up, and the people that buy those cards will pay, and they want the cards to be valuable because they're buying them as a they want it to be a valuable collectible and so they want to raise the price on it, and that's what holds the value and stuff. So it's really interesting. You got to learn all that stuff, right? Okay. Whew. Those cards, I just wanted to show you the card, not thinking about talking 10 minutes about it, right? That's how it goes though. Okay, so really quick, the Dom Schneiden's a cold man, right? So this song is vicious. There's no doubt it's about the Tom Schneiden guy. And now I didn't know something too, because like I say, I'm not like a super into the Michael Jackson investigation stuff, because I was always just like, well, he's not guilty, so I never had to really study it and stuff, right? And then the why they're doing it, why they're attacking him, I never put a lot of, well, I always knew there was, the conspiracy stuff, there's something there, but I always felt that Michael did there was a part of that he brought it on himself because of his actions. Even though he wasn't a pedophile, there is something wrong. There was something wrong with him, that he was an abandoned child, which is, and you could see there was something wrong with him and stuff, right? And so I don't like that he was doing that stuff, right? I didn't like it at all. And so I'm not like a person who's like, so I wasn't going out there trying to find evidence to prove that Michael's not a pedophile to justify his pedophile behaviors, because that's what the fans are doing. The fans are trying to justify Michael's behavior. And you can't justify Michael's behavior unless you know the truth, and the only truth that can explain it. And the truth is that he was an abandoned child. And that's the only thing that actually explains. It still doesn't validate and clear him from things he did do that was inappropriate and shit, right? But not pedophile in nature and not sexual in nature in any way. And so I never thought that. I never thought that there was anything sexual. I never was that. So I never really needed to look into the case, because it's like, well, I know he's not a pedophile, and I'm not going to justify the action of what he was doing. I'm not going to try and validate that and say he's allowed to do that, which that's what the fans do, right? The MJ innocent people, those people are trying to say that he's allowed to do what he was doing, and I keep still saying, no, he was not. No, he was not allowed to do that. No, he was not allowed to do those things. And because of the things he did, and he continuously did it, he did deserve to be looked at as a pedophile. Because I always say, he looks like a pedophile. And the people that say he does, you guys are fucking nuts. You guys don't care about protecting fucking children, because you guys are disgusting. You motherfuckers who do that, you're just as disgusting as fucking Tom Schneiden and shit. If you think it was okay for Michael Jackson to be holding the kid's hands and saying he sleeps in beds and sharing the love, if you think that that's okay, then you're just like Tom Schneiden. You guys are all fucked up. Right? I don't support the MJ innocent motherfuckers. They're trying to fucking justify pedophile behavior, because Michael Jackson's behavior in our world is labeled and is looked upon as pedophile behavior. And I don't give a fuck about you stupid fake Michael Jackson fans. I don't give a fuck what you think, because I'm not going to fucking fall in line with your stupid fucking nonsense. You motherfuckers are stupid as fuck, right? Okay, so let's get to what this is, though. The DS is Diana and Smokey, and the Dirty Diana and the Smooth Criminals on the Bad album, which is before, because this comes out on the History, right? The DS is on the History album, so that's way 96, you know? This is way after. And so, like I was saying, I didn't know that the Tom Schneiden was involved in the LA case. I thought he was only in the Santa Barbara, where I knew he was the Santa Barbara prosecutor. I know that he brought upon all that stuff, but I did read something. I was just looking at a thing, and they said, because I'm like, well, how was he involved? Well, I thought he was always up in Santa Barbara. Why was he involved in the LA case? So that's the thing that technically I don't know exactly how that worked and stuff, but realizing that he was involved in both cases, it's like, oh shit, that brings him to a new level of his position of the attack upon what was happening on Michael Jackson, right? So there's no doubt that this song is about him. There's no doubt about it, right? But the DS thing, when Michael called, so that's what I'm saying. Michael used the DS letters in the Dirty Diana and the Smooth Criminal Smokey Robinson, and those songs on Bad, which is before any of the pedophile allegations. Michael had already identified the letters of DS as Diana and Smokey, as relating to Diana and Smokey, right? So then when he calls this song DS, and then he calls the song Dom Schnellen, which is totally about the Tom Schneiden guy, definitely, but he labels the song DS. Okay, and so remember in This Is It, when Michael's like, let it simmer, hold for applause. And remember when he's doing that part, like, let it simmer. So with my thought process, that's what I do. I let it simmer. Let me just let it simmer, because I'm not sure about what this is. let me just let it simmer. And I just let it happen, and I think about it. I keep it. It's in my mind. I'm not sure what it is, and I'm not sure. I don't understand exactly what that was. Let me think about it. Let me just let it simmer. Let me keep thinking about it. Keep working upon it. And then it will come to me. I'll get something where I feel like that's what it is, and I feel solid now in saying this, right? And so what I think it is that Michael made this song, because you know the lyrics of this song and what it is, right? So this song, but he labels it DS because he's telling Diana and Smokey, look at what the fuck is happening to me. He's like, it's a plea for help. It's a plea for help to Diana and Smokey. Michael's saying, Diana and Smokey, look at what the fuck is happening to me because I can't tell the truth. The people are looking at my behavioral patterns, and they're seeing a pedophile because they don't know the truth that I'm an abandoned child and that you guys are my real parents. Michael's pleading to them. Diana and Smokey, that's why it's the DS. That's what the DS, even though the DS is the Dom Schnelden, the DS is actually Diana and Smokey. It's a plea for help. It's Michael pleading. Look at what he's like, Diana and Smokey, please help me. I am under attack. Look at this. I got this cold motherfucker coming after me. It's like they are doing this conspiracy shit. What the fuck what are they doing to me? Who's doing this? Why are they doing this shit to me, right? And it was real as fuck. And he's like pleading for help to Diana and Smokey, and no help ever fucking came. Diana and Smokey never fucking claimed him. They never fucking relieved this pain. They never fucking told the truth, right? That's why it's called DS, okay? Even though the Dom Schnell, and you would think, no, it's DS for Dom Schnell. No, there's more to it. Michael's not a simplistic man. Michael's a very, very intelligent person. There's more depth into understanding of who this person is, his psyche and his spirit and his soul, to understand who he actually is. So that's what it is. It was a plead for help to Diana and Smokey, saying, look at what the fuck they're doing to me. They're coming after me. This is real. They're trying to put me in jail. He's like, help. And they didn't help. Nobody fucking helped him. Right? That's why I say that he committed suicide, because he had went through all this shit, and he's just like, fuck, you know, it's brutal and shit, right? But so then the other thing, and this is related to the stuff with the investigation. I just made that video showing you that they had attacked in the Seinfeld, that they had attacked Michael Jackson, and I was like, why did they do that, and how did they do that? What was going on there, right? And then, so at the end of Seinfeld, so this is the end credits. This is the end credits for Seinfeld, right? Let me play this here. Okay. Now you know what? Why that attack on Michael Jackson with those magazines on the rack? Why it was placed into Seinfeld? Who was actually behind it? So yeah, this is really making me see when people are, you know, and when Michael's calling Sony evil and stuff, I never liked why he was saying, you know, because he never was really telling what it is and stuff. And it's like, and I never, like I said, I thought that Michael Jackson caused his own pedophile allegations. There was a part of that he had to take responsibility for himself and stuff, right? But like for me to explain this stuff, they're looking for an opportunity and stuff, right? They're opportunists and stuff. So it's really difficult for me to explain this. It would take a long time and stuff, right? But I just want to open up the door to this to show you there. So we know that Seinfeld was used to attack Michael Jackson with the pedophile allegations with those magazines I had just shown you in that previous episode, right? We know that occurred on Seinfeld, and then now we know why. That Sony was directly involved in the Sony Pictures Television, like the distribution of Seinfeld Sony had something to do with it. Okay? And then I just saw something else just as I was doing this, because this is how it goes. I see so much stuff, and it's hard to keep track with the stuff because there's so much stuff there. But this, let me see, did I see something? Yeah, there it is. Okay, see that right there? Castle Rock Entertainment, a Turner company. Okay, that's Ted Turner. And Jane Fonda right now, Jane Fonda has just come out. She made that statement that she saw that she went skinny dipping with Michael Jackson, right? She had made that statement, and then she had also said that she thought Michael Jackson wanted to go skinny dipping with her because she said that she was saying Michael knew that he was going to die young, and she wanted Michael to tell the story and stuff, right? I wish I would have said I didn't know that this was going to happen, because I wish I would have brought this up, because on eBay, I don't want to click over there to you. I'm gonna close my screen for just a second, because I'm gonna click on my eBay, because I want you guys to see a picture, but I don't want to. If I click on eBay, I'm worried that it might show a piece of information that I want. So I'm gonna close my screen just for a second, okay? Let me do this. I'm gonna bring up a picture and show you. So what I was saying, I'll tell you what is that Ted Turner. Jane Fonda was married to Ted Turner, right? This guy, Turner, this Turner company, that's Ted Turner. Jane Fonda was married to him, right? And so that's why, see what I'm saying? This stuff happens. As I'm going, I'm seeing stuff, and it's crazy. Oh, here it is, right here. I knew this was right here. I knew I could find it quick and stuff, right? So let me show you. Okay, here we go. So this is a picture I just found yesterday, right? I'm in eBay a lot, like looking at cards and looking at Michael Jackson collectibles and all kinds of stuff like that, right? And so then, see how this stuff happens? It's just weird how this stuff happens. I was looking at the Sony thing on the Seinfeld, but then as I was looking at that, I saw that it said the Castle Rock and the Turner, and I'm like, Turner, he was married to Jane Fonda. Right? So the Ted Turner, he was married to Jane Fonda. They were married and stuff, right? Jane Fonda was married to Ted Turner. And Jane Fonda had just made that statement about Michael Jackson on the Watch What Happens Lives, and when she was saying she went skinny dipping, that was Jane Fonda just said that about Michael. And then, because she had just said that, that's why this picture came to my attention. Now, this is the thing, is that Michael Jackson partied at Studio 54. I believe it's when he was filming The Wiz. That's the time that he was there in New York, and he was hanging out at Studio 54 a lot. He was there a lot. So other than that time, I'm sure maybe he'd visit here and there, but it's not like he's living in New York all the time, right? But so you'll see Michael Jackson at Studio 54 a lot, and I think that was primarily during the time when he was filming The Wiz and stuff, right? Because you'll see him there with Diana Ross too. He's there. Okay, so this photograph, it said it came from Studio 54, and it looks like it's Studio 54 when you see what's there, when you see all the people. So that's the Village people. So there's Michael. There's Michael. It's the whole band, the Village people. This one over here is hilarious, that Bruce Jenner is there, because he's turned into, I don't know, what, Caitlyn Jenner? Caitlyn Jenner, right? So Bruce Jenner's there. This shit's fucking hilarious, right? But the other person that's there is Jane Fonda, right? So there's Jane Fonda and Michael. We'll put it like that, right? So Jane Fonda and Michael, there they are at Studio 54. So like I said, I had just heard the thing about Jane Fonda mentioning about Michael Jackson on the Watch What Happens Live show, right? She was saying about, she went skinny dipping with him. And the one thing she said too is, this could also be, this is like when you talk about like conspiracy stuff. It could be that my story's getting ready to break, and these people are making these little statements, because the one thing that she says, that she's, both things that she said, but the one when she says he was skinny, and to me it's like that felt deliberate. When she said he was skinny, to me it seemed deliberate instead of organic. I didn't feel that it was when she said it, it felt more of deliberate, that she was delivering that message instead of just conveying her experience. It felt to me more like she's deliberately putting that message out there. And what that is that he's skinny, and that's what I say is like, yeah, he's skinny. Look at Diana Ross. It's because his mom's Diana Ross, and I always say that his body is so similar to Diana Ross, and it's a rail thin. That's the way I always talk about, rail thin, like Diana, rail thin, and Michael's got this rail thin body, and that's what I say. His physical characteristics and his traits to Diana Ross are more than just the eyes, you know, there's more to it. It's like that, he's got the body frame, and Smokey's really skinny too, right? So when Jane Fonda when she put that label of skinny on Michael Jackson, when she used that word, that terminology, the skinny, to me it almost was like, is this that they've heard my story, and now that it seems like maybe the insiders in the community now are accepting that this story is true and this story is gonna break and stuff, and they're start to slowly inserting it into this into the population and stuff, right? They're slowly inserting little subtle things and stuff, right? So that it can be talked about, and then they can control. It's like this, so they can control the conversation and the narrative and stuff. There's things they do that are really, you know, it's crazy stuff, right? So I just had this is like I said, this is how stuff happens and stuff. There's so much stuff and it's constantly happening. But this is also, it goes back to that Seinfeld. The Turner was involved in that, you know, and it's like these people are powerful people and stuff, and you know, and Michael is involved in hanging. Look, there he is hanging out with fucking Jane Fonda and shit, right? It's just, there's a lot going on and stuff, right? There's just so much going on. There's so much to it. And shit, right? What a funny picture, right? With Michael. Oh, it's so funny and shit, right? Okay, so I just wanted to show you that, guys. I wanted to give my opinion about the DS, to say what I think. I think the DS is Diana and Smokey, even though he covered it up with the Don Schnelden song. But I think it was a plea to Diana and Smokey, saying, Diana and Smokey, look at what the fuck is happening to me. They're coming after me. This is real. They're attacking me. He's like, help me. Right? And no help ever came and stuff, right? And then the Sony thing is being the placement in the Seinfeld thing, that leans much more to that there was this conspiracy going after Michael Jackson after he bought them Beatles music and stuff, and they saw that he was a real threat when he got that ATV music catalog and stuff, that Michael Jackson had become a threat in the music industry, because Michael could have, like, and that's what I said about, like, Michael, if he didn't have the problem with being the abandoned child, if he really was a Jackson, oh my God, like, if he didn't build Neverland Ranch and had to fulfill that need, if it wasn't for that, if he would have built a record company instead of building Neverland Ranch, if he would have bought the ATV catalog and then built a record company where he would have started producing music himself, because he knew how to own it, he knew about publishing, you know, because he would have he could have went back and bought Motown, and because they've sold Motown, but when they say they sold Motown too, they didn't sell the music. That's the thing. They sold the name, the company Motown. They didn't sell the music. Berry Gordy still owns all the songs. That's Joe Bett Publishing. That's a different thing and stuff, right? But Michael, he had good advisors too, like Berry Gordy and stuff. If he wanted to get into that business, he could have become a powerhouse. And maybe that was the thing, that they were scared to allow him to become a powerhouse, because he would have control over the black music and the entertainers. And this is like when you get into the conspiracy stuff, is they didn't want the black entertainers to flourish and become successful, like respectable members of the community. What they wanted them to be is like gangsters, and let's shoot each other and tear this place up. Fuck everything, right? They wanted to control that kind of imagery with the black culture and shit, right? But Michael Jackson wouldn't have been doing that. Michael would have been producing other stuff and doing quality stuff. It would have been a much bigger, and it would have been more opportunity for the artist, because Michael wouldn't have been screwing them over and stuff, where the music companies are always looking to screw you over, and eventually they're going to end up with all the songs and all the ownership rights to everything and stuff, right? So when you get into the conspiracy stuff, and now that, like, see, that's the thing, is that the people don't show me the right kind of evidence. I need to see the right thing. You got to show me how it connects, why they did it. But just that thing opening up, seeing that Sony and the Seinfeld, and seeing the placement of Michael Jackson on that Seinfeld episode, that's proof. Now I can see, oh, that is conspiracy shit. That's conspiracy, and Sony's directly involved in it, because they're like involved in the release of the distribution of Seinfeld, and that attack upon Michael Jackson, that was a pedophile form of an attack, came on the show Seinfeld. So now we got, like, this is evidence of a conspiracy. They definitely could. Now it's like, oh, okay, this could open up the whole new door here and stuff, right? And a new conversation. This is stuff I'm willing to listen to. This stuff, when you're giving me real evidence and showing me how it links up, like I just showed you, like, you know, the Turner, and there's Jane Fonda, and she was married to Ted Turner, and coincidentally Turner fucking just said that. So it's like, there's a lot of shit going on here and stuff, right? And there's Michael smack dab in the middle of it all, right? So it's like, oh man, it's just wild. There's a lot to all of this stuff, what's going on, right? So I just try to make these videos, try and get some information. Just so you know too, if you guys ever read descriptions, one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos and because I just copy and paste the descriptions and all the tags. I just copy paste, put them up there, so I don't even have to bother with that. That doesn't take me any time, and that's what's enabled me to make these videos. But that's why my descriptions, you'll see the same description over and over. Sometimes I might add a little thing here and there, but I really don't even bother with that, right? I'm interested in making my videos, and I put something there, and it helps a little bit, but it's not like I'm not the best at doing that stuff, right? I'm not trying to trick the algorithms to get more views and stuff, right? My focus is just on putting out the information and making videos and just documenting and just getting it out there and stuff, right? As fast as I can, doing it the best I must. Because like I said, you see how much information, how it comes and it links, and it's like, well, now I got to go to this, and this would want me to go to this, and when I got to go look at this, and I got to go look at this, and then it's like, once I do that, it's like, well, fuck, how do I put this in a video now? How the fuck do I do that? Even just making the video, I got to go search and find all the stuff. It's not fucking easy and shit. It takes time, and I don't have that kind of time. I have these little moments and stuff where I get on and just attack and do stuff, but I try my best and shit, right? And I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to constantly put out as much information as I can, show you how the investigation is constantly evolving. We're finding new information. And okay, that's good enough for this video. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.